In the automotive world, what glitters isn't always gold. Some cars might look stylish, boast clever tech, or come with a well-known badge, but they age like milk instead of wine. From reliability nightmares to resale disasters, certain vehicles have become financial sinkholes for owners who thought they were scoring a deal. Whether due to poor engineering, rapidly depreciating values, or costly long-term maintenance, these cars are now barely worth the metal they're made of. We're diving into 20 cars that have shockingly lost their value, or were just plain trouble from day one. We're talking notorious lemons, clunky crossovers, outdated sedans, and even a few luxury badges that turned into budget burdens. If you're in the market for a used vehicle, or just want to avoid a regret-filled driveway, this list might save your wallet and your sanity. Grab your keys, or better yet, don't. Let's go over the 20 cars that have become practically worthless, and the reasons why you should absolutely steer clear. Number 20, 2007-2012 Dodge Caliber. The Dodge Caliber was Dodge's attempt to fill the void left by the Neon, but it missed the mark in nearly every category. Its design was polarizing, and once behind the wheel, drivers were greeted by a cheap plastic interior, sluggish performance, and a continuously variable transmission, CVT, that drained any sense of driving enjoyment. The ride was stiff, the handling was uninspired, and build quality was poor. Mechanics disliked working on them due to their cramped engine bay and problematic electronics. Owners quickly realized the Caliber didn't live up to Dodge's promises, and resale values plummeted as a result. Today, many Calibers are worth less than the cost of a major repair, with parts becoming increasingly scarce. Buyers looking for affordable used cars tend to pass it over in favor of more reliable options. What was supposed to be a practical compact hatchback ended up as one of Dodge's most forgettable flops. Number 19, 2005-2011 Chevrolet HHR. The Chevrolet HHR, short for Heritage High Roof, was GM's attempt at jumping on the retro-styled bandwagon sparked by the success of the Chrysler PT Cruiser. While it did offer decent cargo space and reasonable fuel efficiency, the HHR quickly proved itself to be more style than substance. Electrical problems, failing power steering systems, and faulty transmissions were among the most common complaints. The interior felt outdated almost immediately, and its awkward proportions never resonated with the masses. As the years went on, resale value dropped dramatically, leaving many used models sitting unsold for months on end. Some even became regulars at salvage auctions. Despite its intentions of blending nostalgia with practicality, the HHR turned into a symbol of GM's misfires during the mid-2000s. Today, it's one of the most commonly overlooked used cars on the market, with a reputation for unreliability and lackluster design that continues to haunt its legacy. Number 18, 2002-2006 Jaguar XType. The Jaguar XType was meant to bring Jaguar luxury to a broader audience, but instead, it became an unfortunate example of failed badge engineering. Underneath the fancy Jaguar badge and stylish exterior was a reworked Ford Mondeo platform. And that wasn't the only borrowed component. The X-Type's all-wheel drive system was fragile, its transmission was notoriously unreliable, and electrical gremlins plagued nearly every model year. What buyers got was a car that looked premium, but drove and broke down like a budget sedan. Depreciation hit it like a freight train, and most of these cars are now found in classified ads for under $2,000, often with a laundry list of issues that make them more trouble than they're worth. Mechanics often turn these cars away, knowing the repair costs typically exceed the vehicle's value. In the world of luxury sedans, the X-Type became a cautionary tale more than a coveted nameplate. Number 17, 2008-2012 Chrysler Sebring. The 2008-2012 Chrysler Sebring is regularly listed among the worst sedans of its era. And for good reason. With its awkward, unrefined styling and a lineup of weak engines, the Sebring struggled to offer anything competitive in the midsize segment. Build quality was poor across the board, with cheap materials dominating the cabin and rattles surfacing within the first few thousand miles. Reliability? Practically non-existent. Owners reported repeated issues with the suspension, electrical systems, and transmission. The Sebring never achieved anything close to class-leading, and resale value plummeted accordingly. It was widely criticized by automotive journalists and overlooked by car buyers, even when heavily discounted. Today, it's one of the least desirable vehicles on the used market, often passed over in favor of more reliable, better-built alternatives. The Sebring stands as a reminder of Chrysler's low point before Fiat's intervention, a car that's infamous more for its failures than any success. Number 16, 2004-2009 Kia Spectra. Before Kia's major quality transformation, the Spectra was a symbol of everything people feared in cheap compact cars. Safety was below average, the cabin was uninspiring, and the automatic transmission was prone to failure, sometimes well before 100,000 miles. The Spectra also suffered from poor crash test ratings, low-quality materials, and engine components that didn't stand the test of time. Many owners experienced constant issues with sensors, brakes, and suspension systems. Today, the resale value is practically non-existent, with some units listed for under $150. But cheap doesn't equal value. Repairs often outweigh the worth of the car. Even budget-conscious buyers avoid it due to the mounting costs and lack of reliability. In short, the Spectra was a forgettable vehicle that represented Kia's rough early years, and it's best remembered as a learning experience for the brand. If you spot one for sale today, your wallet and patience will thank you for walking away. Number 15, 2007-2013 Nissan Versa Sedan. The Nissan Versa sedan from this generation may have been one of the cheapest new cars you could buy at the time, but you got exactly what you paid for. The interior was stripped down to the point of feeling unfinished, and the ride quality was uninspiring at best. The real issue, though, came under the hood, with the widely criticized CVT transmission. These units failed at alarmingly low mileage, often requiring complete replacements, costing more than the car was worth. Fuel efficiency was decent, but constant repairs erased any long-term savings. Add to that frequent electrical issues, cheap plastics that didn't age well, and a resale value that practically evaporates once it hits a used car lot. Mechanics regularly advise against purchasing one, even at a rock-bottom price. The Versa might have been a deal brand new, but today, it's become the kind of car you'd only buy if you had no other option. Number 14, 2005-2010 Pontiac G6. The Pontiac G6 launched with bold intentions. It was meant to revitalize the brand and compete head-to-head with segment leaders. But instead, it became yet another example of GM's struggles in the 2000s. The G6 featured uninspired handling, cheap interior materials, and a variety of engine and electrical gremlins. Transmission issues were common, and dashboard components began failing early. The death blow came when GM pulled the plug on Pontiac in 2010, erasing any hope for long-term support. Resale value dropped like a stone, and many G6s ended up on auction blocks or scrap yards instead of driveways. Even though some models offered decent performance on paper, the build quality couldn't hold up, and long-term reliability was a major letdown. Today, the G6 is largely considered a disposable car, often sold dirt cheap, rarely kept for long, and frequently abandoned when repair bills climb too high. Number 13, 2011-2014 Chevrolet Cruz 1.4L Turbo. The 1.4L Turbo Chevrolet Cruz was marketed as a modern, fuel-efficient compact, with sleek styling, but under the hood, it was a reliability nightmare. This engine was notorious for coolant leaks that led to overheating, cracked cylinder heads, and constant check engine lights. The PCV system was poorly designed, often resulting in oil leaks, stalling, and turbo failure. Add in a series of recalls involving electrical faults and even airbag issues, and it's no surprise that resale value plummeted. What looked like a smart commuter choice ended up draining wallets with repair after repair. Owners who chose the turbo model for its fuel efficiency often found themselves stuck at the mechanic far more than they expected. Despite being relatively new, these Cruzes are avoided by many used car buyers and routinely found at buy here, pay here lots. For a vehicle meant to mark Chevrolet's compact comeback, the Cruz 1.4L Turbo missed the mark in a big way. Number 12, 2001 to 2007. Mitsubishi Lancer Non Evo. While the Lancer evolution grabbed headlines for its rally prowess, the standard Lancer models were anything but thrilling. These base versions were saddled with lackluster engines, dull handling, and interiors made of hard plastics that aged terribly. Owners often dealt with recurring suspension issues, including control arm failures and premature strut wear. One of the biggest long-term concerns was frame rust, especially in colder climates where road salt accelerated corrosion. Without the Evo's performance or reputation, the regular Lancer became a throwaway economy car, often purchased out of necessity rather than desire. Resale value has collapsed over the years, and it's not uncommon to see these cars sell for under $1,000 in running condition. Most mechanics won't recommend sinking money into repairs because the cost easily outweighs the car's worth. If you're not chasing an Evo, you're better off skipping the regular Lancer entirely. It just doesn't hold up. Number 11, 2002-2007 Saturn V6 models. The Saturn V aimed to ride the SUV wave, but it stumbled hard, especially the V6 versions. Though the Honda-sourced 3.5L engine had a solid reputation, the View's poor engineering and shoddy GM transmission compatibility created a mismatch. Transmission failure was common, with many units dying before reaching 100,000 miles. The cabin felt like a toy, cheap plastics, rattling panels, and weak insulation made for an unpleasant driving experience. After GM axed Saturn in 2010, part availability nosedived, which only worsened the situation. Even with a solid powertrain under the hood, the rest of the View just couldn't hold up. Today, resale value is virtually non-existent, and sellers often struggle to get more than a few $100s. Repairing a View usually costs more than replacing it. Once considered a unique alternative in a crowded SUV market, the Saturn View has become one of the most forgettable vehicles from GM's troubled 2000s era. Number 10, 2010-2013 Dodge Avenger. The Dodge Avenger was Dodge's attempt to fight in the competitive midsize sedan market, but it never made a strong case for itself. From the get-go, it suffered from uninspiring engine options, harsh ride quality, and an interior that felt outdated the moment it launched. The cabin materials were cheap, and build quality was questionable. Rattles, peeling panels, and failing electronics were common complaints. On the road, the Avenger felt sluggish and disconnected, offering none of the refinement found in segment leaders like the Honda Accord or Toyota Camry. Reliability was inconsistent, with issues in both the powertrain and electronics dragging down owner satisfaction. As a result, the Avenger depreciated rapidly. Today, it's not uncommon to see them listed for under $2,000, often in rough shape. Mechanics and car buyers alike tend to avoid them, and the Avenger's legacy remains that of a missed opportunity in an era full of better choices. Number 9, 2006-2009 Hyundai Azera. The Hyundai Azera was designed to be a value-packed alternative to luxury sedans, offering leather seats, a powerful V6, and premium features for a lower price. But despite the strong warranty and loaded feature list, the Azera never caught on with American buyers. One of its biggest issues was poor long-term reliability. Electrical system failures, problematic sensors, and failing suspension components became all too common as the mileage climbed. On top of that, the Azera lacked brand recognition in the full-size luxury segment, which made resale values tank quickly. Finding replacement parts can be difficult and expensive, often making even minor repairs feel like a financial burden. Today, the Azera occupies a strange space, too luxurious to be cheap, too unreliable to be worth keeping. It's a perfect example of how luxury features don't always translate into lasting value, especially when the brand hasn't fully earned consumer trust. Number 8, 2013-2016, Fiat 500L. Fiat hoped to build on the quirky charm of the original 500 with the larger, more practical 500L, but it turned into a flop almost immediately. The vehicle was plagued by poor ergonomics, confusing controls, and dreadful visibility due to its awkward A-pillar design. One of the most common owner complaints centered around its dual-clutch automatic transmission, which frequently hesitated, jerked, or outright failed. Infotainment glitches, leaking sunroofs, and fragile interior materials further cemented its reputation as a maintenance nightmare. The 500L also racked up a hefty number of recalls, including issues with airbags, engine cooling, and steering. On the used market, it's become practically radioactive. Buyers avoid it, dealers can't move it, and values have plummeted. Many examples now sell for less than $4,000. And even at that price, buyers approach with caution. The 500L is a textbook case of how poor design and reliability can destroy resale value in just a few short years. Number 7, 2000-2006, Lincoln LS. The Lincoln LS was Ford's ambitious effort to create a rear-wheel drive luxury sedan to rival European offerings, but it missed the mark. While it had the bones of a sporty car, including a Jaguar shared platform, the LS was weighed down by constant mechanical failures. Engine problems were frequent, particularly with the V8 models, and the electronically controlled automatic transmission was notorious for jerky shifts and early failure. Suspension and electrical gremlins only added to the growing list of issues. Despite its premium branding, the LS failed to win over luxury buyers and struggled to hold value even in its prime. Today, you'll find them listed for under $2,000, often in need of expensive repairs that far exceed the car's market worth. For many owners, the dream of owning a sporty Lincoln turned into a maintenance nightmare. It's now considered one of the biggest letdowns in Lincoln's modern lineup and a resale disaster. Number 6, 2007-2010, Suzuki SX4. Suzuki's compact crossover hatchback hybrid, the SX4, aimed to offer all-wheel drive in a budget-friendly package, but it never caught on. With sluggish performance from its underpowered 2.0L engine and unimpressive fuel economy for its size, the SX4 failed to stand out in a crowded compact segment. Its interior was basic and outdated even for its time, with hard plastics and minimal tech features. Things got worse when Suzuki exited the US market in 2012, leaving owners with diminishing parts availability and limited service support. Common issues included CVT failures, rust-prone bodywork, and suspension problems. As a result, resale values absolutely cratered. Most SX4s today fetch only a few $100s, if they sell at all. The lack of dealership infrastructure and public confidence sealed its fate. It's now more commonly found at salvage auctions than in driveways. The SX4 stands as a reminder that affordability doesn't guarantee long-term value, especially when the brand disappears. Number 5, 2006-2008, Jeep Commander. The Jeep Commander tried to blend off-road toughness with three-row family functionality, but ended up being a nightmare in both categories. With its massive, boxy frame, the Commander was heavy and sluggish, guzzling gas at an alarming rate. It came with several engine options, including the Hemi V8, but all suffered from transmission issues, electrical malfunctions, and a poorly designed interior. One of the most frequent complaints involved malfunctioning seat sensors, power window failures, and problems with the third-row folding mechanism. Reliability ratings were abysmal, and repair costs didn't make sense for the average owner. Despite its rugged looks and Jeep badge, it couldn't live up to expectations. As a result, resale value plummeted. Today, most used Commanders are worth less than their next major repair, often under $3,000. Mechanics dread working on them, and even Jeep loyalists tend to avoid them. The Commander is widely considered one of Jeep's biggest missteps in recent memory. Number 4. 2008-2012 Ford Escape Hybrid. Ford's early foray into hybrid technology with the Escape Hybrid was bold, but plagued by reliability pitfalls that became evident once vehicles aged. The regenerative braking system often malfunctioned, leading to reduced stopping power and higher repair costs. Even more concerning were the high-voltage battery issues. Replacements could easily cost several $1,000s, making it an impractical fix for a vehicle with declining resale value. While gas mileage was decent, the driving dynamics were clunky and uninspired. Handling felt top-heavy, and acceleration lagged noticeably. As warranties expired, owners were often left footing the bill for major hybrid system failures. These problems, paired with increasing competition in the hybrid market, drove resale prices downward. Today, used Escape hybrids from this generation sell for bargain basement prices, if they sell at all. Most buyers steer toward newer, more reliable hybrid options. Despite its early innovation, the 2008-2012 Escape Hybrid has become a cautionary tale. Number 3. 2011-2014 Scion IQ. The Scion IQ was Toyota's answer to the smart car, an ultra-compact, city-focused vehicle. But it didn't resonate with American drivers. While its 3+1 seating configuration was clever, the IQ offered minimal cargo space, limited legroom, and an uncomfortable ride, especially on highways. Underpowered and lightweight, it struggled with stability at higher speeds and lacked the refinement expected even in small commuter cars. Build quality felt subpar, with cheap interior materials and a bare-bones infotainment system. Safety ratings were respectable for a microcar, but practicality was virtually non-existent outside of urban settings. As a result, demand stayed low, and resale value nosedived. Today, used IQs typically sell for under $5,000, with many sitting unsold on dealership lots or in online listings. Even budget-conscious buyers often skip it in favor of more versatile used hatchbacks. The IQ remains a unique but largely forgotten experiment that never quite found its audience. Number 2. 2001-2005 Buick Rendezvous. Buick's Rendezvous aimed to bridge the gap between SUV ruggedness and minivan practicality, but instead landed awkwardly in a no-man's land of mechanical headaches. Its 3.4L V6 engine was notorious for head gasket failures, a repair so expensive that many owners chose to junk the vehicle rather than fix it. The optional all-wheel drive system frequently failed, particularly in northern climates where it was most needed. Electrical problems were also rampant, including malfunctioning instrument panels, faulty sensors, and failing power accessories. On the surface, the Rendezvous had potential. It offered a spacious cabin and family-friendly features, but these were overshadowed by poor long-term reliability. After a few years on the road, resale values tanked. Now, it's not uncommon to see these vehicles abandoned in back lots or headed for the scrapyard. Few buyers seek them out, and those that do often face a litany of expensive repairs. The Rendezvous is a classic example of good intentions gone wrong. Number 1. 2010, 2015, Chevrolet Spark. The Chevrolet Spark promised affordable urban mobility, but affordable came at a steep price in terms of quality. This tiny hatchback felt cheaply made from the moment you stepped inside. Hard plastics, basic features, and a noisy cabin environment. The early models were particularly plagued by CVT, continuously variable transmission issues, which led to jerky driving, slippage, and costly failures even under 60,000 miles. Performance was underwhelming, and while the Spark squeezed out decent fuel economy, it sacrificed comfort and reliability to do so. Despite being targeted at budget-conscious drivers, its maintenance costs over time often exceeded expectations. Because of its reputation for unreliability and bare-bones design, resale values are among the lowest in its class. Many Sparks from this generation are now auctioned off for less than $2,000 or simply scrapped. It's a clear case of a car that's cheap for a reason, and a reminder that not all budget buys are smart ones. Not all cars age gracefully, and some were bad from the start. Whether it's mechanical failures, design flaws, or market trends, these 20 vehicles have become cautionary tales. While they might tempt you with a low upfront price, the hidden costs in repairs, lost value, and constant headaches just aren't worth it. If you're shopping for a used car, knowledge is your best protection. Avoid the traps, do your research, and don't get caught with a lemon that'll bleed you dry. We hope this list helps you steer clear of automotive regret. If you found this video helpful or learned something new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve on everything car-related. Got a story about one of these models? Or a bad car you think should have made the list? Drop it in the comments. We're always watching. Until next time, drive smart, stay safe, and don't let your next ride turn worthless.